Okay, guys, hey there once again. Welcome to another episode of Pageant Talks with Gio Sala, and we're now in season 3. And I'm so nervous and at the same time very happy. I'm just gonna chill because my very good friend is my guest tonight. She doesn't need so much introduction because even before the Miss Universe Philippines started, everyone was talking about her, and it was so funny. Because yeah, because we were low-key following each other on Instagram, and I had no clue that it was her that we were talking about. So my guest for tonight is Victoria Velasquez Vincent. Hey, Triple T.
Hi, Kuya Gian. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Kuya Gian, for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you also, V, for gracing my very, very tiny vlog. Such an honor. I'm just really grateful. I'm actually very nervous right now. So, V, yeah, let's pretend that we don't know each other.
Pretend you don't know my secrets.
I'll pretend that I don't know anything much. But yeah, V, for those who have not, have not known you, because like most of the things that they know about you are just really on your Instagram. What sets you apart from all of the contestants, knowing that you're a newbie in pageantry and everyone's talking about you?
I don't know if everyone's talking about me, but some things that I think set me apart. First of all, I'm an incredibly fast learner. So I think a lot of people are underestimating me a little bit because I am a so-called pageant newbie. But like I said, I pick up on things so quickly. I learn things at an incredibly rapid pace. And, my memory is incredibly good as well, which is probably going to come in handy. And so I think that's something that will set me apart. But also, to be honest, my advocacy. I know that my advocacy is very, very true to who I am, because it's not just my advocacy for, within the bounds of the pageant. It's actually, my intended career and my intended purpose for the long term here in the Philippines. So yeah, I think those are two things that probably set me apart. I know everyone is so incredibly deserving, but yeah, I just think those things make me a little bit different.
and I'm so proud of you, because I think I just stumbled upon your story a few days ago, or an hour or a few hours earlier, that Mega Magazine featured you as a woman who's taking a man's job. And how does it feel that you're actually a living testimony of women empowerment?
That is so nice of you to say, first of all. Thank you. It hasn't always been easy, I'll admit that. Not only being a woman in a very much male-dominated industry, but when I was working in New Zealand and Australia, I was, one of the only women, but also one of the only Asian women, one of the only religious Asian women in the industry. And so I was very much different to a lot of the people that I was working with. And, there was a lot of underestimation in terms of my capabilities. And at times that was, a little bit discouraging, but at the same time, it motivated me to prove people wrong. And I'm so incredibly proud of myself and all the other women that are in male-dominated industries. It's really nice to see that we are breaking the boundaries and, exceeding the expectations that society has created for us.
Yeah, wow, that was serious, V.
Did you want a funny answer there?
Because I'm pretending not to know you.
Straight into Q&A. Just like in my interview, I'm so dal-dal.
No, it's okay. Because V and I haven't seen each other for a very long time, and we're considering this interview as a catch-up. Because after this one, or when we release this interview, for sure I wouldn't be able to talk to her. But knowing V, she's very resilient, and she's very true to her core. And that's, I think, one thing that sets her apart. So, V, one more question. What is that one thing, I know this, what is that one thing that most people do not know about you, or will be surprised to know about you? So what is that one thing?
Oh, what is the one thing? What do you know that I can't think of right now?
Well, we both share the same, this thing, but I think it's more obvious than me because I'm a man.
Now I'm really
You want me to answer
confused.
that? No, we both love to eat.
that is so true. Actually, a lot of people see me and they see, how slim I am, and they assume that I eat healthy 100% of the time. But I love food, and I love my cheat days. I love junk food, even though it's not really that good for me. I love to eat. And, people would be surprised by how big my appetite is. I don't think I'm ever fully full. I could always eat more, and I think a lot of people would be surprised by that.
Yeah, and if you don't mind me sharing, V here is not the kind of person that you can take to fancy restaurants. Right? V, you love to eat. The greasier, the better. It's okay. It's like,
that's true.
Yeah,
it's true. I'm so low maintenance like that. I would rather go to like McDo or Jollibee rather than going to some fancy restaurant.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that me and V really enjoy doing together. Even if we just did it like for a couple of times, but yeah, we really enjoyed those times, V, right? Simple times.
I don't think we've ever hung out and not eaten together.
Yeah.
There's always food involved.
Yeah, and we have to do it before everything gets really crazy and busy. So, and I know what to give to you before you check in. So just stay tuned for that. So anyway, V. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep this interview short because I really want to catch up with this one. We are gonna do a Q&A challenge, and it's new to my season. For season 3, I will ask questions to our guests related to their pageant. And I took out questions from the Miss Universe 2008 beauty pageant. So V, are you ready to answer the questions?
I'm ready. Is there a time limit, ba?
Oh, no, there's none.
I'm expecting like a buzzer.
You can answer all you can and let your heart pour out your heart in this interview. So, okay, so V, number 1. If you were to change something in the past, what would that be and why?
It's so hard to narrow it down to one particular thing. But if I could change something, I would change the historic events that led to the issues that we have in society today. For example, the systematic racism that exists. Unfortunately, a lot of our current issues are actually transgenerational. They started a long, long time ago, and we're still suffering from, the mistakes of our ancestors, unfortunately. So if I could change anything, I would rectify all the mistakes that were made in the past so that we wouldn't have to suffer in the present.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very new word, transgenerational. I'll take note of that, but I agree because whatever we're walking on right now is actually just a result of what our ancestors did or the generation that came before us. But we as Christians, we know that God can turn those things around for the both of us, especially the two of us, right? So, okay, number 2. Do you believe men or women have it easier in life? Why or why not?
This is such a common question, actually. But for me, it's impossible to say whether one gender or the other has it easier in life. For me, it's more about individual people as opposed to specific genders.
Yeah.
We all have different life experiences. We all have our own obstacles, and I think, I don't think it's possible to say that men have it easier or women have it easier. That really wouldn't be fair to say. It's really depending on the individual people.
Yeah, because there are things that you can do that I can't do, and vice versa. And it's not really just limited to our gender or gender spectrum that we belong. So, okay, number 3. What is the biggest sacrifice that you ever have to make, and how did you handle it?
I've been lucky enough to not have to make too many sacrifices, thank goodness. But one that I did have to make was I did have to sacrifice my safety, my security, my comfort, and being surrounded by my parents and my loved ones in New Zealand to pursue my purpose here in the Philippines. And I know for sure that it will be worth it, and I know for sure that it's part of God's plan for me. But it's still been hard at the same time. I still cry every now and then. I still call my parents nearly every day that I can, and I get sad when I can't call them. And I guess the best way for me to deal with it is just to keep looking forward and keep reminding myself of why I'm here and how many opportunities are laying ahead for me, rather than constantly looking back on the past. I know that, one day my parents will be here with me and we'll be celebrating whatever we'll be celebrating. So
yeah, and the pageant will be live. So for sure, they will allow audiences on the 25th. And hopefully your parents could come over, right? So that they could watch you.
I wish they could, honestly, but it's relatively easy. I think it's still relatively easy to get back into the Philippines if you are a citizen, or for example, my dad is the spouse of a citizen. But getting back to New Zealand would actually be an incredible
hassle.
Yeah, I think it's close to impossible at the moment, and it has been actually since the pandemic started. They've been very strict about who they let back into the country and the numbers that they let back in as well. So. That's okay. I know they'll be watching me online.
Yeah, and I will be watching there cheering for you. So should we get the tickets, to be like cheering for you and the other friends that are joining. So, okay. Oh my gosh, second to the last. Okay, I don't know why they asked this question in the pageant. When is a woman truly satisfied?
I think that's dependent on who you are. It's similar to the other question. It's so dependent on the individual. But if I were to answer when am I truly satisfied, I had an incredible career working in both New Zealand and Australia. And, although that brought me, financial success and success in the workplace, I wasn't completely fulfilled with what I was doing. And so I guess when I feel completely satisfied is when I'm able to make a positive impact on someone else's life rather than just improving my life in some way. And I know that that's part of my overall purpose here in the Philippines is, to exploit my opportunities and my privileges for the benefit of other people. So,
yeah, and I agree, because the way I know you, you're really like that. And more of that too. I won't reveal so much because between the two of us. So anyway, number 5, last question before we get to the golden question. Okay, is there still discrimination over women, and what can be done about it?
I think the women that have paved the way before us and women that exist today have done an incredible job at fighting for our rights to equality. But unfortunately, there is still that gap between males and females in terms of gender equality. And we still have a really long way to go. But I think the most important thing is for not only women to fight for their rights, but also for men to be allies to women and to understand that this gender inequality is not it's not about man versus woman. It's about men and women versus gender inequality. And I think that's the most important thing to understand. So yeah, definitely discrimination still exists, unfortunately, but I have faith that, we'll be able to keep pushing for the right that we deserve.
Yeah, I agree, because we will never come into an understanding if both parties will not put an effort to really actually listen and put an effort to reconcile one another. So, okay, wow, V, yay. I know you could ace that, and those are really easy. So, okay, V, golden question, and I'm sure you have answered it so many times already. Why should you be the next Miss Universe Philippines? Because for me, I know you are my Miss Universe Philippines. Tell everyone why you should be the next Miss Universe Philippines.
In my opinion, I should be the next Miss Universe Philippines because for me, this crown and this title is not just about the tangible aspect of it. It is not just about the year-long reign or the, competing internationally. Of course, all of those things are, they're wonderful. But for me, it's about the platform that it has, that comes with it, and it's about being this is the first year, if I were to win, this would be the first year of the rest of my life being dedicated to our country and my advocacy and overall the empowerment of our people. And so, yeah, I think that's why I deserve to be Miss Universe Philippines, because for me, it's not just about, this temporary journey. For me, it's the long-term permanent purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
I'm sensing a little bit of bias from you.
No, of course,
Okay.
I'm always like that, V, and people on Instagram, they know about it because, they would say that I could be biased, but I'm actually very choosy. So, yeah, and we have a special relationship anyway. So we're friends and we're family. So that's the reason why. So, yeah, V, before I let you go on this recording, how has it been so far? Because, like, you have been, like, all over Instagram, and me, your ignorant kuya, it feels there's sometimes I'm really out of touch. How does it feel that you're getting so much of the love? That I know you haven't really expected this, and even before everybody started talking about Miss Universe Philippines, they were already talking about you. Like, how did you feel? And how has it been?
Honestly,
Yeah.
for the past few months, it has been nothing short of overwhelming, but in the best possible ways. I never expected for so many people to warmly welcome me into the pageant world.
Yeah.
And so to have people love and appreciate and respect me in the way that they have is really truly heartwarming, and I will never get tired of saying thank you, and I will never stop being grateful for everyone that has played whatever role that they've played in my journey, whether it be a small role or an incredibly significant role. I'm so incredibly grateful. So thank you, everyone.
Okay, V. Oh my goodness. I have nothing more to say. You're actually very mesmerizing. All of these things, all the good things, you deserve to hear all of it because you deserve it and you worked so hard. And it's not just you, but to all of the contestants who took a risk, especially during the pandemic. I salute all of you. And thank you so much for responding to what God, and especially to you, V, for what God has really inspired you to do. And He's really, really proud of you. You know that. And we always talk about that, right, when we get to have the chance. So, V, any messages to your supporters, to your VV Natics? How many fan pages do you have?
So many, it's hard to keep up sometimes. And nakakatawa, sometimes pages tag them instead of me.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm getting drowned out in all of my fan and supporters. Who's the real VVV?
Yeah. So
But no,
words,
in all seriousness, again, thank you so much to everyone who has supported me. I really hope to make all of you proud, and fingers crossed we get to the top 30 and I get to represent my beloved Cavite on stage. And yeah, I hope all of you are keeping safe, and also please don't forget that you can still cast your vote on the Miss Universe Philippines app. I believe it's still open, and yeah, I look forward to hopefully meeting some of you in person someday.
Yay! Okay, guys. Oh my goodness, I hate to end this, but yeah, I'm more excited to catch up with the off the record. So, again, guys, thank you so much. This has been the most chill episode ever, and I really love catching up with my beauty queen friends over an interview. So, guys, thank you so much. Please to support V, my sister here. She deserves all of it. And make sure to follow, like, and subscribe to all of my social media accounts if you only want. Okay, so yeah, guys, see you on the next episode. So, bye.
See you guys.